So we're back in the media room and we're catching up today with first team manager Sam Houldsworth. Sam, it must be a very happy man this weekend. A 2-0 win over Glenavon on the opening day of the Ardal Southern season. Sum up your feelings for me.
Yeah, positive again. It's, when you win a game of football on the weekend, anyone who's involved in football will tell you it's the best feeling. It makes your weekend. When you lose a game of football, there's nothing worse. So, yeah, we've been lucky at the moment in the fact of two weekends now and have been happy and had good weekends with the kids after football.
Absolutely. And a 2-0 clean sheet, the only team in the league to keep a clean sheet as well. And that's two clean sheets in two games as well. That must be a real good positive for you, a foundation of a good defense and a different sort of defense as well. There were several changes going into it. First of all, before we go into everything, talk us through your team selection because there were five changes from the win at Goitra. Obviously, some were enforced due to weddings.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was your thinking going into it?
Yeah, on that, a huge congratulations to Jordan as well. It was a great day. And obviously, with Pete's 60th, so a belated happy birthday to Pete as well. But no, the two clean sheets, I think probably we only kept two or three last year, so to have two on a bounce is brilliant from a management team and great for confidence. It's good for us knowing that we've got attackers that are going to score goals. Not all the time, everyone's got to kind of chip in, but if we know we're looking at threat and creating chances, then keeping clean sheets is always going to help us achieve what we want to achieve. So in terms of that, it's great. And in terms of picking the team, well, we've got competition for places. It's difficult. There were some that were, like you said, out of our hands, but there were others where we had to make tough decisions. And same with the squad itself and leave people out of the squad. But it is what it is this year. The boys know it. I've not promised anyone in the team that they'll be just starting just for starting's sake. They've got to kind of fight for that. They've got to train hard to work to get in. And as long as they're all willing to do that and stick with it, then it'll be a positive season ahead, I hope.
Yeah, and there's been so many new players through the door, but at the start of the season, two goals from a familiar face in Reece Hudson.
Yeah.
How good was he on the weekend?
Brilliant. And look, the only reason he didn't play last week as well was because obviously he'd missed pre-season. The students had gone home. We're still obviously waiting for Ethan to return. So he'd gone home and he appreciated that. He knew that, we've made signings. He had to kind of wait, I say patiently, but, he came on and he made a difference against Goitra. So he deserved to start after he trained really well as well. So he deserved to start and it paid off. He could have had three or four, actually. Keeper made some great saves, but we know what he can do. He's been with us and we know his pace scares teams, let alone the fact his finishes were unbelievable.
And absolutely. Well, I actually to share a bit of intel with everyone, I actually prepared a Reece Hudson man of the match graphic before I'd even seen anything, and it actually turned out that Richie Noyes won the man of the match vote from the players and from you guys. Tell me why? Because obviously, looking from afar, it's like the two goal scorers. But why Richie?
Well, the boys voted after the game. He won it by like 10 votes, and that shows really the way Hudson played, how good Noisy was. I don't think he really put a foot wrong all game. His decision making was superb. And the whole back line, to be fair, everyone, but the whole back line were excellent throughout the game. I think why the boys probably voted for Noisy is the fact that he had that composure at the back, and that we were dealing with those long balls that he dealt with well. Even though credit to Glenavon, they did try and play out, which obviously ultimately kind of killed them for the goals. But he's just composed. He just looked so comfortable on the ball. Him and Ishi were outstanding in what they did at centre half, and I think the boys just appreciated the fact that they were the kind of rocks at the back that led us to go and express ourselves in the final third.
Absolutely, and it must be really, really useful to have that sort of experience around a young team because it still is a very, very young team.
Yeah, we know that, and we've got that spine now. If you look at it, it's starting to come together. We've got players like Billy's still not back yet after his injury. Ethan, who I've touched upon, who might be young but leads from that kind of press himself. Martin, Jordan, who weren't there on the weekend. So we got Greeny, we got Noisy. I think they are two most senior players. Other than that, we've got Omar and Belly, who've been around quite a lot in the middle of the park. But yeah, otherwise we're pretty young.
Yeah, absolutely. One sour note from the weekend was James Hill going off injured. Do we know anything more on that, and how's he doing?
Uh, he's obviously gutted. So am I. Obviously, been an admirer of James for a long time as a person and a player. He's spot on. His attitude's brilliant. If I could clone him 11 times, you wouldn't go too far wrong on a football field. His work rate is sensational, and that kind of, as soon as the kind of ball happened, he knew it straight away. It didn't feel positive. He's in a bit of pain and discomfort now, but we need to wait and see when the swelling goes down. He's out. That's a couple of weeks written off already. But we just got to hope that it's nothing major. A few weeks rest, bit of physio work, then hopefully he can come back in.
Definitely. So away from that and on to Caldicot. First of all, I want to get your reaction to the cup draws as well, which we've seen Caldicot in the cup as well. So we've got 2 away games at Jubilee Way to look forward to. But first of all, obviously, we'll talk about the game coming up on Tuesday. How tough will it be? Because obviously Caldicot had a fantastic home record last season. How tough will it be, and how are you sort of looking to prepare the players for that tough away game?
Well, there's very little time to prepare. I think they only lost one at home all last year. They play their pitch brilliantly. They have done for years now. So preparation-wise, it's difficult. I don't think really we have any time or chance to prepare anything in terms of from what they can offer. It's just my experience of being in the league to tell those boys that kind of don't know what we need to do and what we need to do in those right areas. But it's going to be really difficult, and so is the cup game. Me and Hooper are there for the cup game as we're on holiday, but we just need to focus on ourselves. And if we play like we have done so far for a team that hasn't played with each other and barely had time to gel with these new players, like the second half, we were outstanding against Blanavon, in my opinion. And if we can take that into Tuesday, then we're a match for anyone, even Caldicot at their place. But yeah, for me personally, I'm not just saying it as well. They are the favourites because of their home records and what they've done there in previous seasons, and they did the double over us last year as well.
Yeah, games coming thick and fast. You got one Tuesday and one Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, then yeah.
So, it will be useful, I suppose, then to have the options that we do have in the squad, and how much will you be looking to sort of use as much as you can?
I'm just thinking the next game all the time when I'm picking a team. We can't look beyond any game. There's no easy game. We need maximum points at every opportunity. So it'll just be who's available Tuesday. We pick off that. We go off that. Same thing for Friday. You can't account for injuries like we've happened with James Hill. We just got to take each game at a time, pick the team that we feels best to win that game of football, and see where that takes us.
Sam, thank you very much, mate, and best of luck on Tuesday.
Cheers, mate.